Kelly, you know how it goes. While we enjoy warmer days, so do the bugs and the pests outside. Here with the latest buzz on the bugs, what to do about it all this summer. It is Dr. Greg Yapalater. Doctor, good to see you. How are you?
So good to see you. So good to see you, Ryan. Everything's good by me, and by you?
Good.
Dr.
Ke-
Yapalater, I don't
Kelly.
recall seeing those bugs in your office on a
Well,
regular visit.
well, we redecorate periodically.
Oh, okay. So what
So
do we
what are
have
the
to
ones
look
we
out
should be
for?
afraid of?
Yeah. What are we looking for this summer?
This has been a very mild winter, and it's been a very wet spring, and that has produced enormous amounts of bugs. They've hatched, and they're looking for food, and guess what? They're looking at you for a meal.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
main, the main one we have to be on the lookout for is the mosquito. The mosquito carries a very heavy disease burden for humans. The mosquito carries Zika. Remember the Zika? Malaria, dengue fever, West Nile virus, yellow fever. So they are a real nuisance and carry many diseases.
What
Doctor,
about
does the
what
mosquito
about
prefer certain blood types over others? We have this debate at home all the time. Is there any truth to that?
I have seen reports that mosquitoes do prefer certain blood types. Certain diseases are associated with certain blood types. So there are numerous blood types associations.
what about ticks? Because when we gave our dog a bath, we found 7 ticks on her, and she was in the grass not very long.
The ticks are a major issue this year. Again, with the wet springtime, I myself have removed numerous ticks. I like to garden, and from my dog as well. So the ticks, can carry diseases. They can carry. Now, remember that ticks are arachnids. They are not insects. They don't fly. They will crawl in the grass. They'll climb up your leg. So, you don't have to worry about a flying tick. Now, to remove a tick, very important. We're going to demonstrate that right now. First of all, you want to get a sharp tweezer, not a dull tweezer. We're going to use our model here of the Lone Star tick. Take a look here. The Lone Star tick. The Lone Star tick has that white spot. Now, that's very important. After you remove a tick, you need to bring it to your doctor, send it to the laboratory. We can identify the tick, and we can then also test the tick and see, does it carry Lyme disease? Does it carry babesiosis, etc.? Now, to
Dr.
remove a tick,
Hippolyter, I have a question. Is
of
that
course,
a breast? Is that a breast that the tick is on?
actually, this is an elbow, piece of an
Oh,
elbow, but if you want to
okay.
imagine that breast, that's fine. Now, ticks
Okay.
do tend to climb up, and they will go towards the head typically. I don't know where you found the ticks on your dog, but they do climb upward. Now, the tick, the Lone Star tick. Now, to remove it, do not, and let me repeat, do not grab the tick by the body. If you grab the tick by the body and pull, you will separate the body from the head. It will be awfully difficult to remove the jaws and the head from the tick. The best thing to do is to grab that tick as close to the skin as possible. Get right in there. Don't worry, it's not going to come off. And then you're going to tug gently, just like pulling a hair, if you're pulling out some eyebrow hairs, for example. Tug gently, firmly, pull, and then the tick will detach. Once that tick is detached, put that
Oh, yeah.
tick in a container, and again, bring that to your doctor. Don't forget afterwards, wash your hands after handling those ticks.
I
Oh,
wish
it
I'd
would
done
be
this
much easier
segment
if they were
before.
supersized like that. All right.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
I mean, I
pretty
can
sure
barely
I
get
just
an
ripped the
ingrown
body
hair out of
off
my
the tick.
beard, let alone a tick. So, doctor, what about yellow jackets, hornets, all of these that have stingers? How do we avoid them? We shouldn't swat them. And when are we really concerned about being stung?
For most people, getting stung by a bee is not a big deal. That will leave some soreness, that'll leave some itchiness. All you need to do is take an oral antihistamine. You can also put on some cream, some anti-itch cream, and that's the end of the story. Also, don't forget to remove the stinger when you're dealing with bee bites. However, some individuals can develop what's called anaphylaxis or a severe allergic reaction, which could be life-threatening. So those individuals should carry their auto-injector, if they know that they're sensitive to bee bites, to wasp bites, and also, we'll talk later, to red ant bites as well.
Okay, we have to take a commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk more about the ants and all of the other things that we have to avoid. More with Dr. Yapalater. Stick around. We're back with Dr. Greg Yapalater, who is teaching us what insects will be bugging us this summer. And Dr. Yapalater, before we move on to ants and flies and things like that, how do we avoid ticks and mosquitoes? What are products that we should be buying or putting on us? Is there a food we should be eating? What can we do to avoid getting bothered?
The ticks, there are two kinds of, and for the mosquitoes, there are two products that are available. There are the chemical products, the best being the DEET, which will repel effectively mosquitoes and ticks. Then there are the natural products, such as essential oils. Tea tree oil, lavender oil are effective as well. Other than that, avoidance is the best thing. Stay inside, wear long sleeves, long pants when you go outside, particularly in the grasses, to avoid the ticks. Tick checks every night. Those ticks, if you can remove a tick within 36 hours, typically the tick will not have enough time to transmit the diseases that it might carry.
All right. Let's talk about, you mentioned them, the fire ants. I think, for me, if I see one, I feel like one's stinging or biting me. What do we need to know about the fire ants?
Well, they have that name because the sting or the bite is extremely painful. And unlike the ticks, they bite multiple times. A tick will feed once, drop off. The ants will come in a cluster and will bite multiple times. Those bites will last for weeks, extremely painful, extremely itchy. However, like the bee bite, some people can develop the anaphylaxis or severe allergic reaction. So again, those individuals should carry an EpiPen or auto-injector of adrenaline or epinephrine. Those, yeah.
Are the fire ants widespread? Where do we find the fire ants this time of year?
They are found mostly in the southern part of the United States. However, with global warming, many insects are migrating. The malaria carrying mosquito, for example, was never found in the United States and now is being found in southern United States. So they're all migrating northwards with the advent of global warming and progression of global warming.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sleep with the lights on after all this. Thank you, Dr. Greg. Good to see you. Appreciate all the good tips for this time of year. And you take care. We'll see you soon. All right.
Thank you. I'm glad you're all safe.